Hello and welcome to the arcade! Longtime viewers will know this, but every year I like to host another edition of my annual gaming tournament, GameQuest, for my best friends and my brothers to enjoy. And this year was a big one with 11 players in total. Two of those being Tyler and Brandon, who have lived far away for years but finally got the chance to reunite with us for an evening with our favorite arcade classics from when we were all growing up together. Some might say the real arcade classics are Pong, Space Invaders, Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, and Galaga. But those aren't the games that I grew up with. My classics are Metal Slug 3, Cruis'n USA, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, House of the Dead 3, Mortal Kombat 4, and Time Crisis 2. So let's take a look back at the events of GameQuest VII, A Night at the Arcade, and see how things played out. Will we have our first repeat champion, or will we continue the unofficial tradition of GameQuest and have a new winner yet again? Let's find out. We started the night off with pizza and drinks as usual. And after everyone had arrived and gotten enough to eat, I started us off with a breakdown of how the night was supposed to play out. Because I didn't want anyone to be waiting for their turn for too long, I decided to run the night in heats, hoping that mostly everyone would be occupied with a game for almost the whole night with as little breaks as possible. In each heat, the idea was that in the single-player games, two players would be paired together to compete for a high score while playing from the beginning of the game. For the fighting games, two players would be paired to fight in a best-of-3 matches. Each winner of each game would receive 12 tickets that they could redeem in the arcade gift shop for prizes at the end. And the losers would still receive 6 tickets as well. In hindsight, the ticket amounts kind of caused a problem with there being too many ties at the end, so next time I'm fixing that. Now on to the games. Metal Slug 3 was set up on my Switch using my 8BitDo arcade stick as the controller. It was just a little awkward at first because of the control scheme, but we got that sorted out pretty quickly. Brian mentioned that Metal Slug 3 was always a favorite of his, so it was nice to know that there was some love for what I consider to be the best run-and-gun arcade game ever made. Cruis'n USA wasn't. It was just Cruis'n for Wii. Basically a Wii version of the Cruis'n arcade series, while not being a port of any specific game. So I already had a Wii wheel for us to use, but to make the setup even more legit, I bought a wheel stand and holder to make it a more immersive racing sim. The only problem was that the holder didn't fit my wheel and the suction cups kept popping up from the table. Luckily, I have an engineer for a little brother and he solved both problems with a few bungee cords and a clamp. It worked perfectly. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was another easy one to set up. I had just recently purchased on sale the Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics on Steam, and it was basically plug and play with the 2 PXN fight sticks that I got from Amazon. House of the Dead 3 was a fun one. I just recently discovered that House of the Dead 2 and 3 were ported to the Wii of all consoles, which actually works out great because the Wii remote works as a gun with the pointer, and I already had the zapper from back when we played Link's crossbow training at the second ever GameQuest tournament. Mortal Kombat 4 had me worried at first because I have the GOG version and I could not figure out how to get 2 controllers working at the same time. So I set up a little early on the day of the tournament and found out that the 2 PXN arcade sticks were also just as simple as plug and play. All I had to do was flip a switch on both of them to mimic an analog stick instead of a D-pad, but after that it was perfectly fine. And finally, my pride and joy in the overall favorite game of the tournament for everyone, Time Crisis 2. This one was set up on my bigger CRT using my backwards compatible original PS3 and the original GunCon 2 that my dad got me back in like 2004. To make it work, all you have to do is plug the GunCon into the PS3 via USB, then attach the video adapter cable to the TV, then you just hook up the rest of the cables normally and bam, you're done. And to be honest, Time Crisis 2 is the only game from that night that I have continued to play every day since the tournament ended. It's just such a good game and such an excellent arcade port. They should all try to live up to the standard that Time Crisis 2 set. So the tournament got underway and things started off great. My brother Austin and I kicked things off in Metal Slug 3, while Brian and Steven played Cruis'n, Connor and other Connor played House of the Dead 3, and Justin and Eric went head-to-head in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. For the next heat, Justin and Tyler took over on Metal Slug 3, Eric and Brandon headed over to Cruis'n, and Steven and I went head-for-head on House of the Dead, and Austin faced Connor in Mortal Kombat 4. Things got a little complicated though when I realized that right as we were about to start the third heat, no one had played Time Crisis 2 yet. So I had to make an on-the-fly adjustment, but it still ended up working out to where by the end of the night, every player got to play every game one time. And in each round they had an opponent either trying to beat them head-to-head in Mortal Kombat or Marvel vs. Capcom, or beat their high score in Metal Slug, Cruis'n, Time Crisis, or House of the Dead. And once everyone was done, the final standings were Tyler with 66 tickets, Connor and Austin with 54 tickets, Brian and Steven with 48 tickets, Connor, Eric, and Justin with 42 tickets, and Brandon with 36 tickets. We used a no continues run of Time Crisis 2 as the tiebreaker for all the guys that were tied up, and it ended up like this. First place, Tyler. Second place, Connor. Third place, Austin. Fourth place, Brian. Fifth place, Steven. Sixth place, Connor. Seventh place, Eric. Eighth place, Justin. Ninth place, Brandon. The prizes for the tournament were set up in the arcade gift shop, with the higher ticket items costing 25 tickets and the lowest costing 8. Tyler took home the Star Wars and Pong wall arts. Connor got a mini portable game player. Austin and Brian each got one of the PXN arcade sticks. Steven chose the Super Mario Land coasters. Connor took the Tron arcade game Funko figure. Eric chose the Donkey Kong and Link's Awakening coasters. Justin got the mini arcade game player, and Brandon chose Ready Player One.
Show me.
Congratulations to Tyler on his huge victory of GameQuest VII. And thanks to everyone for participating and for helping me set up. This was the greatest GameQuest that we've had so far, and I will always treasure the memories of this reunion. And as always, until next time, thank you so much for watching.